But discrimination isn't always that obvious. It's sometimes more subtle, but in many ways more insidious. An institutionalized discrimination that's hidden behind a smiling face.
Good morning. This is Dr. Phil Dreiss, and today is October 18, 2012, and I've had a claw in me for the past 48 hours, and I'm getting it out because I have the letter. We, the veterans residing in transitional housing at, I can't tell y'all too much about that, who are the undersigned, are accusing Charmaine McPherson of abuse and conduct unbecoming her position as a homeless coordinator. We demand a comprehensive investigation by the Bronx Veterans Administration and her immediate suspension from any further contact with us vets at the Cromwell houses at Volunteers of America. My name is there first. I'm the point man. I'm the point man. That's been the point man. I also carried the freaking smoke at some point. Go ahead. That's what I exposed in order to get people to do their damn job. That's what I exposed in order to get people to do their damn job. I'll never see these people again in life because I am the housing worker. Today is Tuesday, January 11, 2011. I'm at the home of Mr. Curtis. He is a person. Hey, you there? Okay. Yeah, this is the whistleblower, the federal whistleblower. Okay. At the New York skyline, go ahead. Bang! That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Whoa, whoa, whoa! We getting deep here. What's this?
Oh, just you know.
Whoa!
Part of history.
Whoa!
Part of history.
Part of history. You go ahead, brother. You go ahead.
Sad, but it's part of history.
Part of history. So this is the big Watusi Mandingo mixed super field Negro.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know, I put that whole skit together, and I finally see what it's about. That's what I'm talking about.
One of your veterans drew that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
One brother from Haiti did this?
Yes.
Outstanding. Nice place.
Yes.
Well, we can see you're not one of the impoverished, downtrodden, who's like one of these guys right here.
Oh, no.
See?
No.
That's Martin Luther King. That's Malcolm X. Elijah Muhammad, Frederick Douglass, all right here. And then this brother right here is what? Bang! Got the chains on his brain when these guys do not. Those guys are out there, and this guy is not. And that slave castle's door is busted, and the key's right there. And he still ain't walking away from that.
Scared to leave.
Damn! Scared to leave. And that's my guy right here. That's my guy right here, Malcolm X. That's him right here. Well, let me see what else we got here. But, oh my, this is the one!
Yeah. That's the one you were asking me about. If that story was true about it, yes, that's it.
That's what you had given me a copy of this, and I took it to the congressman's office.
Yes.
And you met with Ida Smith. I was there. I was an eyewitness. Bang, we're going to have to send this to Mr. Juan Cuba at the White House.
Sure.
Okay, and I've got a letter from the Justice Department, and I've been trying to show people, you know, what exactly, and people of authority, because the newspapers have been, they don't want to print my story no more about the redlining scheme that I took to the congressman's office, and they did all kinds of things, calling me crazy, defamed me. The VA gave me a whole bunch of medication, which in fact I didn't need as a chemical restraint. So I got to do what I got to do, but I did speak to Mr. Juan Cuba, and it's time for me to now, and the last time I spoke to him was about getting those books to him.
Okay.
And now those books have disappeared at the congressman's office.
Wow.
So we actually send them this. But what I wanted to do right now was if you could please take me back to what happened, for you have taken these pictures, hold this for me, of this hangsman's noose. That was when, this was in the...
This was found, it was in the locker room at the VA.
At the, okay, the Veterans Administration what?
St. Albans, New York.
St. Albans, New York, Veterans Administration, motor pool locker room?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And how long was this hanging there?
I don't know. I walked in January 25th, 2008, and I saw it. But
That was January 25th, 2008, and that's when you first saw that.
correct.
And it stayed there for how long?
No, they took it down immediately after that. After the police were notified.
Oh, so you called the police after that. There was a police report.
Yes, correct.
The police never called the press on this.
No.
When you took it to the congressman's office, did they call the press? What happened when you went to Ida M. Smith after I turned you over to her?
She spoke to me a few times about it, but nothing amounted out of it. I didn't get any feedback. I didn't get any change. And they told me that the federal government says it's legal to hang them. They said it's not.
Ida Smith told you, said that the federal government said it's legal to put a hangman's
They
noose?
said that they're not illegal, but a noose is not against the law by the federal government. But a swastika is considered a felony hate crime, where a noose is not considered a hate crime.
And Ida M. Smith told you this?
Yeah, in the discussion, she was like, there was nothing she could do about it. Because
Okay. And are you aware that she ever contacted anybody at the Veterans Administration?
I believe she spoke to the union. Outside of that, I don't think it went much.
And then what happened to you?
Nothing. They offered to transfer me to Brooklyn, Manhattan, or Staten Island.
In other words, get you out of the St. Albans VA.
Yes.
Did they talk to you about who put that there? Did anybody ever ask you who put that hangsman's noose in the locker room at the Brooklyn VA? I mean at the St. Albans VA on January 25th, 2008.
No. No.
Do you know who did it?
I don't know who did it, but I know whose coat rack it was hung on. I found it was hanging on one of my coworkers.
What was the name of the person's coat
Rack it was hanging on?
Yes.
Frank Castellano.
Frank Castellano.
Correct.
What happened to Mr. Frank Castellano after you reported this?
Actually, he got a promotion from work leader to supervisor, and they wanted me to work under him after that. And when I told them that they were adding insult to injury, they told me when I told them I didn't want to work under his supervision after the incident,
Yes.
they told me that they can transfer me to Brooklyn, Staten Island, or Manhattan, which I refused to go because I like St. Albans. I've been there 20 years, and I feel that I should not be transferred.
Now, were there other instances with Mr. Castellano or other Caucasian gentlemen at the Brooklyn VA Hospital motor pool that would lead you to think that there is an embedded racist environment in that motor pool?
Yes, I would think so. Because,
Elaborate, please.
Well, a brief incident to me happened roughly about 15 years ago. I came in there as a motor pool operator, as a motor vehicle operator, and shortly after that, 2 Caucasians came in there, and they were made grade 8s, and I was a grade 7. And when I brought it to their attention, saying, "How come I'm a 7 and they're 8s?" They told me when I get an ACDL license, they'll make me a grade 8. Immediately, within 2 to 3 seconds, I reached in my pocket, handed them a Class A CDL license. And they kept promising me to give me the grade, and they never did. So at the time, there were 3 tractor operators, which me being one, the first one, and then the 2 Caucasians that came after me. So it was...
You had more time in grade, more time in service than they did.
Yes, and they were made 8s when they walked in the door.
Okay.
And I was never. Here it is, 17 years later, and I'm still a 7.
So it looked like you sound like somebody, or the federal government owe you some money.
Yeah, with some interest.
with some interest and back pay.
Yeah, 17 years.
Pay a little pain and suffering, a little humiliation and degradation.
And then this is what I'm rewarded with.
And bang! That's what you know Frank Castellano did it, don't you?
I would surmise that it does belong to him.
You suspect him?
Yes.
Now, tell me about the other guy who put a little hangman's noose in the hands of that female 6 months ago at the Brooklyn VA. You can tell it. You're a federal whistleblower. You should be protected. And we're sending this to the White House.
Well, another co-worker of mine, I heard they had an incident too where somebody personally handed them a noose.
So a white guy handed a black woman a hangman's noose.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting fired.
Yes.
And not right now she's on leave with mental distress.
Correct.
Well, what happened to you? How come you ain't all shell-shocked?
I am shell-shocked. It's a challenge each and every day to go to work. Matter of fact, it's hard talking about it, even like right now. I want to stop talking about it right now.
Did you go see some people, man?
Yeah, I did.
But I can't get into your medical records, man. I'm not going to get into that with you. Now, I want you to tell me your name. Tell me your name, and give me the name. I got to have a name.
Curtis Bench.
Curtis?
Bench.
You work at the Brooklyn VA?
St. Albans.
St. Albans VA?
Correct.
And you've been there 20 years?
22 years in April.
22 years in April?
Yes.
And you're a whistleblower?
Correct.
Are you afraid something's going to happen to you?
Yeah, I am. On a day-to-day basis, just going to work with the atmosphere and just all of the stuff that goes on and transpires. Oh, don't talk to him. He's a troublemaker. And
so they've been slandering your name?
Correct.
You've been profiled?
Correct. As a troublemaker. For standing up for my rights of not wanting to see a noose in a federal facility.
And you went to your congressman's office and they blew what?
Speaker number 4, Philip Price. Please come forward.
I'd like to thank you and I congratulate you.
Thank you.
Are the most articulate and the most charming chairman of the 4 chairmen that I've known. Ladies, isn't he a good-looking guy? That's a good-looking guy. Okay? Now, we're going to be real nice to Mr. Rhea.
Did my mother pay you to say that?
No. This guy did, the housing whistleblower.
Okay, all right.
I'm that guy.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I spoke to Constance Roberthan. This retaliation against me to destroy my life, can it please stop? I'm a remaining family member. Right now, I've been beating up Byron Metakakis in Supreme Court so bad, this is for you. I just beat him up that fast.
You got it? Okay. So.
This is the rent strike I'm orchestrating against Nike. Because we don't do that.
Okay. You should move to the next one.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have 1 minute and 40 seconds. 3 things. Number 1, the retaliation against the whistleblower. If an old lady is embezzled by an employee out of $20,858, Ricardo Elias Morales calls my boss, who I work for at a law firm, and tell me to tell them to leave alone. I left them alone, but you don't leave the old lady in the apartment with the gas stove on for 4 hours, and then you orchestrate a retaliation scheme against me with a containment apparatus that destroyed my life, cost my business over $4.5 million, $100,000 for antiques taken out of my home. I'm a Haitian French Orthodox Roman Catholic. I leave people alone. I don't bother anybody. But the kind of compassion that it takes to see what I'm seeing is just humane. It's nothing special. Another thing, criminal neglect. I don't understand this. You mean to tell me you got two lawyers in two different courts and both of them have a different story about an supposed exclusive senior development that is not? Another one. When you deceive the judges, you deceive the courts, and I bring that to you. The Veterans Administration asked Congress to speak to call in state and federal law enforcement. Ida Smith says, you even got a call recently about May Keys, where they said NYCHA is conducting a form of redlining. Those 21 developments, I believe, were part of the Davis versus NYCHA, that it was found that NYCHA was conducting a form of redlining. Are we still on the same page here? And I'm done.
Mr. Price, we'll have somebody come over and speak to you. Okay, specific to your concerns. Speaker number 5, Carmen Quinones.
Hi, how are you?
Mike's coming.
My name is Carmen Quinones. Actually, I'm a former Democratic district leader for a lot of developments, which I still haven't made anything. But I am from Douglas Houses. First, I want to tell you, welcome.
Thank
and
you.
I'm sorry that you're getting beat up, but NYCHA has done so much to people that we don't know who to believe anymore, which is sad. I want to tell you that, though, Gloria, hi, because you have always been very helpful to me. And Margarita Lopez, always there, presente. But what I want to tell you is that there are so many things wrong that people don't want to believe anything. That's where we're at here.
She said it's really a sin to be mean and cruel. So remember, if you're untrue, angels up in heaven are looking at you. You'll never get to heaven if you break my heart. So be very careful not to make us part. You won't get to heaven if you break my heart. Oh no. I've been.
Today is Tuesday, December 7, 2010. Here I am at the Brooklyn VA. Last time I was here, all medication was stopped. And right here today, we have a clean bill of health on paper. I'm a former patient. I'm not getting any medication. I'm not getting anything. And this is a recommendation to all the local officials, including Congressman Gregory W. Meeks, to respond and to refer my case to state and federal law enforcement, or to law enforcement. State and federal law enforcement, it says, and it was recommended 2 years ago. This recommendation to the congressman and Mr. Dreiser's elected officials is still in effect. It's still in effect. Outstanding. So now we're going to take this, we're going to send them to the local officials and to the Justice Department so I can get me some closure about this thing that's going on. Thank God for the Veterans Administration, I swear to God. Thank God for my people over here at the VA, or I'd have been screwed. And I thank Almighty God for the Veterans Administration. All right, all right. Yeah, we're winning, we're winning, we're winning. You local officials that didn't want to give me a letter saying that you got evidence, well, it doesn't make a difference. I don't have to take you to court and just beat you down like a natural-born dirty dog, which is what I would have done to you. But I would have risked embarrassing the Democratic Party and my president. That's why this document will let you off the hook. That's what I'm saying. Y'all have a nice day. Bye-bye. This is Wednesday, October 13, personal log. Here we are at the Brooklyn VA. This is Dr. Philip Edward Dreiss. Here I am. I'm that nice guy. Now we have no more medication from the Veterans Administration prescribed to Dr. Philip Edward Dreiss. I have an ABA certified paralegal out of Queens College. Now, why is it that I was called crazy? I was referred to the VA by the Congressman's office because of stressors due to the relocation apparatus of the Bloomberg administration, in which now we've caught every single politician hand, dead cold, red-handed, and trying to get rid of me, destroy my life, to keep quiet the redlining scheme of the Bloomberg administration, in which they are in collusion with the Bloomberg administration in violation of the Constitution and the Separation of Powers Act. And they tried to use the Veterans Administration to issue me medication in order, as a chemical restraint, in order to try to justify the office of Congressman Meeks behind closed doors, going around saying I'm crazy, along with all of the other politicians. That's Councilman Comrie, Vivian Cook's office, State Senator Huntley, and Malcolm Smith's office. I don't think the congressman had anything to do with this. I don't think the congressman had anything to do with this. Just as the son of State Senator Huntley said, a bunch of staffers got together, and all of them know each other. They went and did this behind the backs of the elected officials, but these elected officials are now trapped. They can't, what are they going to do? You think they're going to say, oh, our staffer did this, and that? No, they're going to cover for them. That's why we got to take them to court. Take everybody to court and let the judge figure out what to do with them. Thank you very much. Separation of powers. That's what's going to get you guys. Here we are at the VA. I am cleared. No more medication. No more medication. No more chemical restraints to keep me from my activism, to get justice in America. I am a foreigner, I'm a Haitian immigrant, and I'm a veteran. Dr. Philip Dreiss out. Personal law. October 13, 2010. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Philip Dreiss in the USA. That's what it is. That's what the USA will do to you if you're a black nigger in America. If you're a black nigger in America, that means you got here to America because you were bought and sold after you were captured as an inferior black nigger, as a heathen, because you got this skin color. You're a piece of shit in America, and this country hates you. This country hates you. You're a black nigger piece of shit, and the only thing you're good for is to be a slave. You gotta be a slave in this freaking country, and you're just a piece of shit. You're just a piece of shit. Why are you a piece of shit? Just because you got the skin color. Because you come from an inferior freaking race from freaking Africa, and you're in America, and you're not never supposed to be shit unless you're a good freaking nigger that you're singing and dancing like fucking Jay-Z and P. Diddy and the motherfuckers. And guess what? That's alright. You know why? I'm a French green card guy. So I hope you enjoyed my rendition of being an angry black man in America. And I bring these characters and these roles out to you and trying to show the world how bad it is to be an African American, and that all of them should be trying to move to Canada or other countries to wash the bloodline slavery out of their behinds, because most of them are kind of dumb. They're kind of stupid. They're not very smart at all, because it's a race that has a bunch of she-males in it. They're actually men born in women's bodies because they were created that way. They're a man-made kind of race that is governed by the King James Version of the Bible, that actually puts the relationship in a nigger And that nigger is the kind of person that's not really a person. It's an actual, just a freaking creature that was created to be in bondage for at least 1,000 years in this country. And I just went through a passage under the direction of a Dr. Shear and a Dr. Tobias that were being led by a Dr. Julia Golia at the Bronx Veterans Administration Hospital, James J. Peters. Now, wow, look at that black cat passing in front of me. That's a black cat. That must be good luck. Hey, how you doing? That must mean when the storm comes to destroy the Yiddish city-state, that's a satellite city. You know, it's a satellite, you know, little piece of Israel, where if you're not a Jewish white boy in New York City, you're just a piece of shit. Well, you know, a lot of people will say something like that. Personally, my job is to record these things, bring you knowledge and aware of these things, because I personally have no opinion. I've got nothing to do with it. I'm wearing my shame right here. This is my shame. This is a shame. Okay, to be a veteran of the United States of America, you should be ashamed of that. You should be ashamed of that, because the Veterans Administration will abuse you. The Veterans Administration is the kind of entity, okay, that's in the business now, we've just found out, of trying to make some good niggers. The Veterans Administration at the James J. Peters Hospital in the Bronx, New York, is in a business in collusion with Mount Sinai Hospital. It's a Jewish hospital, and it will make them some good niggers. Now, there's a lot of good niggers in America, and I don't want to be part of that group. The reason why we're here is because we're back on the beach. This is the boardwalk in Far Rockaway, and let's go take a look at the waves coming down. Come on now. And it says, danger, do not enter. The water, the lifeguards are not on duty. Hey, how you doing? Come on now. Well, we've got somebody practicing their Tai Chi out here. Okay. We're on the beach. This is where I slept at last night for half the night, from about 8:30 up until 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I went to the other spot. You seen that? That was a house, because I thought it might have rained. It was coming in earlier, but it didn't. This is it, people. Sandy is coming. Sandy's coming, baby. Sandy's coming. The water's churning up. We've got no surfers out here. We've got no network coverage out here other than me. This is the I'd like to give a damn, but my give a damn is busted network. I'd like to give a damn, but my give a damn is busted. I couldn't give a shit, because I saved the life of Mrs. Funny Green, and I was tortured and abused by the Yiddish administration of Michael R. Bloomberg, and I was not protected by the Jews. I did not belong to a Jew, so therefore I was severely punished as a black nigger piece of shit in America, and that's because of Michael R. Bloomberg, is the king of New York, and when the king said punish the nigger for saving another nigger, that was supposed to be eliminated through a Nazi copycat crime of embezzling all the money out from Mrs. Funny Green and then gassing her to death. I stopped that shit. I regret that shit. I regret it. Mrs. Green should have gone ahead and fucking died. I don't give a fuck. Look, let the Jews gas you, because all the Jews really were killed back in 1942, and they were little by little replaced by the Nazis, and the Nazis really ended up winning the war, came to America as a distraught Jews, and so now you're ruling your country, and you're just a stupid motherfucker to think that this is different. But guess what? The only thing happening right now is you being freaking afraid, because 10 million of you will not have electricity. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. This is just bullshit. This is just another common occurrence of what happens in life. It's been going on for eons and eons and eons of a weather pattern. It's a freaking weather pattern. It's not El Nino. It's not Cock Nino. It's not Sheer Nino. It's not Padias Nino. All it is just the weather. That's it. How do you like my shame? It is a shameful thing to be a veteran of the United States of America. Don't do shit for them. Do not volunteer to go in the military, because when you come back, you will be tortured by the very same country that you went to conquer for. Okay, so it's a corporation. They got plenty of money. If they don't have it, they can borrow it from the Jewish people, and then you will get to carry the debt, and they will sell your monkey ass down the river, put you on a boat, and will sell you down the river. Hey, how you doing? That's right. So we have no event here. There's nothing going on. All the bullshit on the Jersey shores and all that bullshit is absolutely bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. See? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You see? The breakers are coming in. Come on now. Woo! Look at that, 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 woo! Isn't that something, huh? Yeah, buddy. Come on now. I've got something to say to you. I got something to say to you. I got it for you right here. Look at this. Oh, I just washed it away. I just washed it away. Let me show you. Let me do it for you one more time. Look at it right there. Look at it. Look at it like this. Look at it like this. Look at it like this. Look. Dr. Shear at the Bronx VA. This is me saying hi to you. How you like that, huh? How you feeling? Hey, you working out? You working out? All right, the beautiful day. Beautiful day. All right, here you go, Dr. Tobias. This is for you. Watch this. Watch this. You're gonna love this shit. You're gonna love this. Hi, Elmer. With that big fat ass you got. Bang! Bang! That's what I'm talking about. How you feeling? Is it guys? You know people what to do. I'm a renegade. I'm a renegade. I'm a renegade. I've been tortured in America by Americans. And yeah, production of making a slave. I'm supposed to be a good nigger in America. I'm not going to be a good nigger in America. I will not be a good nigger in America. I will be tortured. I will suffer. I will eat shit. And unlike African Americans, I'm not going to suck no fucking watermelon. That's right. I'm not going to eat no goddamn watermelon. I'm not going to eat no motherfucking watermelon. So, how you feeling? So now, the whole idea is I'm supposed to turn into some good nigga. If I want my HUD VASH voucher in order for me to be able to get an apartment, I'm supposed to be able to keep my fucking mouth shut in order for me to get my benefits at the VA hospitals. And guess what I got to say to that? To your fucking mama who should have had an abortion. So you have a nice day. You see there's no event here. Sandy's on its way. If she's coming in big. She's coming in like Charmaine McPherson, which is a 375-pound big black bitch that is used as a fear factor for the homeless guys to scare the shit out of them before they will get their benefits of being a chronic homeless person who's entitled to some kind of help and assistance, and they're not going to get that unless they are tortured. And Charmaine McPherson works for Dr. Julia Golia. She's the medical director of the James J.PETERS facility, Bronx VA Hospital, and that fucking bitch had me locked up, put away after they tried to make it a police matter, and the police came on the scene, Philip Dreiss with the shame that says, if I want to do something to somebody, I know exactly what to do. And I do. Look at what I did to Mayor Bloomberg and all the black elected officials who did a whole lot worse to me. Destroyed a $5.5 million a year business, minimum. Took $100,000 worth of stuff out of my house. I didn't go postal. I didn't do anything. But then you've got a Jewish bitch called Ann Tenenbaum that works at 1765 Cromwell Avenue in the Bronx, who wrote some kind of paper about I'm fixated on some big black bitch called Charmaine McPherson, who's supposed to, her job is to put the fear factor in niggas in order for the PA to go ahead and pump tens of millions of dollars into this non-profit organization called Volunteers of America. And when you're a medical director, it's Christmas time, you go to the party, you get you about $10,000-$12,000 worth of shit. And you get a chance to be the medical director that gives that organization the heads up as to what evidence I got against that non-profit in order for them to call the police. When the police don't do nothing to you because you haven't committed a crime, then it's time for them to abuse and misuse mental hygiene laws on your ass, and that's why I'm pissed off. You get my point? So I'm going through this whole character thing because they said I'm bipolar. I want to show them I'm multiple personality that I want to play for them, and it's fucked up being a black nigger in America. It's fucked up being a black nigger in America because you're not going to be a bloodline asshole that's going to be under some black bitch sucking shit because your job is to be a good nigga motherfucker, and I say fuck your mama. Woo! Lord have mercy. Twitter will not like this shit. Facebook, woo! MySpace, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You hurt me, man. You took my time. You put me out in the street. Convicted again by another fucking. You think I'm going to suck in your life? Kiss me ass. Have a nice fucking hurricane. Alright, we just met a nice couple that was walking on the beach. Very interesting affair. This union thing. You want them to go to this? You want them to go to this? Is this what you want for them? Well, I was born rich. I've always had everything. I don't need anything, and I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I'm happy right here. I'm collecting Seaside Hotel. You mean to tell me I got to the point to where Dr. Dreiss litigated all the way up to the appellate division of New York State Supreme Court, and everybody says like frozen in time and space. Okay, well, why don't I include you in the case, and let's see if the press will have a little bit more attention they want to pay to me.
Hey! You got to pay back! Revenge!
Good morning. Today is Thursday, Good Thursday, April 21st, 2011. And I received a call from the NYPD Police Detective Garcia, who wants to talk to me, which prompted this presentation. And will be in multiple parts. I don't know how many yet. We're just going to have to go with the numbers on that ticker over there. That's the time. I'd like to first of all start off with I'm this guy. In New York Newsday, that I went to a meeting Tom Prater invited me to. Newsday was there. He saw Dr. Tube, the Crusader, fell in love with the product. Front page, and I believe it's the household leisure section, something like that. Now, I'm also that guy that worked for Mayor Bloomberg, volunteered for his third term, even though I testified against him
at the third term hearings in order to get his attention and to stop my eviction. I'm also the guy that presented the evidence to the Attorney General. Oh, I'm sorry. He's governor now. I'm also the guy who should be very angry because this is just one part of the 4 parts of documents I litigated that won me 2 landmark judgments and awards from Justice James J. Golia, New York State Supreme Court, Long Island City. Ida Smith, 3 of these are missing, plus those 2 books to Mr. Juan Cuba at the White House. That's when this whole thing about get the police to get Philip Dry started with Sophia King. Remember? You stopped that. You should have stopped yourself this time when you figured out I would expose you too, school teacher. Thanks for this one, Ida. It's intact. Won 2 landmark awards and judgments and orders, and I litigated all the way at the appellate division of New York State Supreme Court, and this is a meritorious cause of action to implead Mayor Bloomberg, the police department, the Queens District Attorney's Office, and Human Resources. And following documents will show you that. And these are the documents. That's the mayor. You see that stamp right there? That's the mayor. That's the police department, NYPD. Human Resource Administration for playing me for crazy like Ida Smith did. And New York City Housing Authority, in which I had to go back and do it to New York City Housing Authority at New York City Housing Authority because the comptroller won't accept claims against them because that is federal dollars. And you people need to understand what the law is, how it works, and what the process is. But I did hear from Tom Prater, acquiesced, twice, when I got the reply. When I got the transcript of the trial in Supreme Court where I beat Byron Medigakis so bad before he left the courtroom, he said, I'm going to appeal. And then I taunted them and played with them right when they got out the courthouse, right around the fountain in Long Island City. I can. Those are trophies for as my rewards. When I do this, people, I ain't got no wife. I ain't got no kids. Ain't too many people give a damn about me. I'm an ugly guy who can accept my life, my fate as it is. I am kind. I am benevolent. I am generous. And y'all turned that against me. And those are you black staffers in the offices of black elected officials, and you guys are so rotten, you make it a freaking embarrassment to be black in America. Because you were supposed to stop this when you saw it. This is a surreply that you have a Judge Maria Rezos in Queens County Civil Court plagiarizing perjuries in the surreply index number 16218 2005. Right here. Just an absolute embarrassment. This right here is the transcript of the trial right here. In February 2009, the General Counsel of Policy was there and he committed perjury in this transcript. That's why we have to go to federal court. This is the case that got washed out. And there you go, right there. You got to see Mayor Bloomberg's name. Bingo. All covered up and contained. This is big news. This is big news. And I depended on this guy to fix it because I put it in his hands at the St. Albans VA auditorium close to 4 or 5 years ago. That's how I ended up getting the handler, Ida Smith. These are the letters that this woman's got me writing to this guy, kissing his behind, and it was an exercise in futility. What she conducted, she was part of an orchestration to obstruct justice on the allegations. Oh, winds of change. I did a political accountability documentary that aired on TV campaigning for this guy. This is a letter asking him for a meeting. At the end of the day, we know that my attorney sent this to the Elder Abuse Unit about this lady right here that got embezzled out of $20,858 and what it was earmarked to allow her to destroy herself in order to contain it. And when you steal that much money from somebody, $20,858, and you leave them in their apartment with the gas stove on, that's a Nazi copycat crime. I've been doing my activism, and I do it very nicely, thank you, with my 2 documentaries that aired on TV, scared every politician in town because they never seen one man do so much all by himself. That's because I'm not touching your little heifers. I'll put this all over town. Call your congressman and ask him, how did he cover this up? You're a black guy, you're a congressman, and you got a Native American female acting as a congressman with the kind of power with it that she rules with impunity, playing everybody's mama. Well, guess what? Fooled you, didn't I? I don't need no mama. You're embarrassed, you're humiliated. That's why you called the police and filed a false police report. I ain't no threat to you, Ida Smith. I wouldn't harm anything on you. But I have to destroy the myth of you being so honest. You have no integrity. You have no integrity. You're a liar. You're a sneak. You're like a cobra. You're that slithery. And Jason Hilliard said it. You're mad because I attacked you by the preponderance of the evidence that I blasted over the internet. And your credibility destroyed leaves the congressman with no more shield, no more sword. He's now no longer invincible. That's what I want. By proving to everybody he covered this up. And they gave the white boy who did it a promotion. Ida Smith hooked that up, I swear on my mother's grave, because she spoke to the VA police that covered it up. She, with the union, she was the head boss because it was the congressman's office and his power. The myth of his power, because he's a powerless bastard that couldn't get me to stay in the ghetto so I can help these people. That's what I did with my life. You destroyed this. You killed him. You killed him. You killed him. And the evidence also says that the guy you endorsed and campaigned for, you knew. And I think now that I'm realizing it, it looks like me reporting on my activities for him to your Ida Smith and your office was illegal, Congressman Meeks. can we talk about what else you covered up, which is the retaliation, the guy who saved that old lady and protected her and brought to how she was embezzled and everything that was done wrong to her. Did you see her in the nursing home, Congressman? But we've got the Veterans Administration washing their hands of any liability, any culpability, anything, because they handed me a deck of cards. We had them for Saddam Hussein and everybody in Iraq, remember? Well, the VA knows all about it, and they gave me a deck of cards. And it's got the name of every politician in town. State Senator Malcolm Smith, State Senator Shirley Huntley, Congressman Gregory W. Meeks, Assemblywoman Vivian Cook, Councilman Leroy Comrie, with your Rance Huff, who hates me, hates Haitians, because he was the first one to get the evidence, and he went to NYCHA, it is alleged, and that's how your case, NYCHA ended up coming after me, because I went to you first before I went to the Inspector General of NYCHA, and they was already waiting for me. Ambushed. I want time to prepare my book. That's why I'm leaving. I wrote a letter to the White House, and this is when all the trouble began. When I got this from the Justice Department, which is a White House referral number, where is it? WH, White House, 07142010-7. That's my White House referral number. All I ask those politicians, which I just named, look, y'all been getting this information on the internet, dropping it off to your house, I'm in your functions, you got me using me to go get this guy, Ida Smith. You're the one that told me for me to go get Malcolm Smith. And you can't pass a lie detector when you told me that he's the one that snitched on the congressman and all that stuff, and the Attorney General washed his hands of it because there were boys in the Clinton administration, there was a conflict of interest, and he sent it to the feds. And now the new Attorney General has sent me something from the Integrity Bureau. So at the end of the day, to round it off in this 15 minutes on YouTube, is that you are busted, because I'm taking your butts to court, and here your names right there. They've been sitting there for 6 months. I don't have anything else to say. What am I going to tell you? Other than I'm filing a notice of claim in order for me to get $75,000 because I blasted all over the internet that I'm the one who put up the Thompson pictures. So give me a break and quit, you guys. Quit your lying. Have a nice day. Bye.
There you go. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Phil Dreiss and Robert Huntley. We're here with two homeless guys, but guess what? We haven't given up. We're not freaking failures. We're people. We're humans.
Senator of Shirley Huntley, State Senator, New York State Senator Shirley Huntley. Oh, I love my mother, and 113th of a crooked cop motherfucker that ruined my life, and you know, and a stink pussy fucking bitch, you know. Along with that, you know, that pretty much I loved her. She knew that. And I don't see how she cannot help me at this point in my life. Now, my mother has pretty much not turned her full back on me, but has let me have it, you know, really, you know, to a sense that it's my fault that of her health condition, because I drove her into a nervous condition, and that's all bullshit. I love my mother from the bottom of my heart. I love Deputy Inspector Tommy Lawless, who died, Mommy's right-hand friend and PD, and Deputy Inspector Philip Erickson. And, you know, I have let 113th and 103 off the hook with whatever I feel.
Show them the bruises on you.
They have ruined me.
Show the bruises on you got when you went over there and your brother beat you up. This is right here. This is State Senator Huntley's son, Robert Huntley. He was beat up by his brother, who's a New York NYPD, and told not to come back home again. That's betrayal. That's treason. There's no sense for this. That's treason. But we're two homeless guys. We're buddies. And guess what? We're going to fight the fight.
I've not been homeless for the last 20 motherfucking years where I thought I was like a white, black Jimi Hendrix, you know, where, you know, the guitar on my back and whatnot. But at this point in time, I'm 54 fucking years old. And this is bullshit.
And today's Sunday, September 26th.
Yes, it is.
And it's right now 7:40.
As far as Mayor Bloomberg is concerned, the New York Senate, the Congressional Committee is all full of shit. Because me and this man have legitimate evidence and what have you, and I have sued PD and fucking won. But this is bullshit, goddammit. This is what the fuck it is, you know, goddammit. And, you know, through any righteousness through God that sent his only begotten son down here to fuck with his denomination, his abomination of making this motherfucker and then turning his goddamn back on it. It's fucking bullshit. Why the hell did his only son begotten son have to come down here and fuck with this and be tortured by goddamn
before we run out of time, Robert. Now, when I gave you that fly, you saw your mother's name on it. You called her.
Yes, I did.
And then when you spoke to her and you asked her, was I the guy that supposedly put the death threat or anything crazy like that?
No, you were not. No, Ma denied that. It was not Dr. Philip Dreiss. It was
somebody else. I have nothing to do with anything like that.
Who had state police and local 113th cop who held my hand one night. I was going to alcohol withdrawal. Another nice-looking balding cop. Yeah, who I talked about like dogs, that precinct. But yeah, they did ruin my fucking life, along with that stink fucking cunt hoe, Chantel Hassad Dubra. And she is full of shit, you know.
Now, when you spoke to her, she knew about this case about New York City Housing Authority and all that nonsense with me.
She knew about it. She knew about it 100%, but her aides were handling the case, at which point they did not let my mother in on what's happening.
And now she's trapped.
They intercepted this man's legitimate inter-fucking-mation through aid, you know, like all politicians go. Not all politicians get their mails read and received by aides and do whatever the fuck they want with it.